I can't do it, man. I can't do the music with that intro. I can't do it, man. Stop it. I can't take your second hour music seriously.
So what's up, guys? Bucky Dillon here, host of the Bucky Dillon Morning Show, our morning show, a collaborative between myself and the free-thinking, freedom-loving, radical, extremist, reckless endangerment level libertarianism right here in northern Colorado, tuning into the radio broadcast or worldwide on the website 1360khnc.com. Guys, while you're there,
Mr. Worldwide.
While you're there, check out the blog page. You'll see articles written by yours truly, published there. Articles
soon
published by our
too,
content creators, and soon to be, hopefully, Mr. LaRosa, who's going to tell you all about all kinds of things. Check out the podcast page. Yesterday, I listened to about 6 hours of the Don't Be a Victim show with Lee Turner Jr., who is currently out of commission, and Buddy Myers, who's becoming more and more of a friend to me. And I've been very much enjoying his expert opinions on lots of things. Man, that guy is smart. He can just go on and on and on about you ask him about gun-related laws, and he's just like, well, Article 3, Section 4, Paragraph 5, blah, 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 blah. He tells you exactly what the situation is. Yesterday, I learned that I think it's the Scovian scale that they use to test how spicy a pepper is. That the pepper spray they use is so concentrated. They have one that like the hottest pepper is like 3 million on the scale, and the pepper sprays that you can. Scoville system, yeah. And he was telling me that some of these pepper sprays you can get are like 15 million Scovilles. I mean, it's hardcore, dude.
They hit hard, man. That stuff slaps the sight right out of your eyes.
Oh, he was telling me that because he trains security forces and even police teams sometimes, and he was telling me that one police unit used to prank each other constantly. They'd be like spraying each other's locker handles and the flusher on the toilet or whatever else.
This is actually
the inside of people's cars and all kinds of things, and then they're constantly pranking each other, and it's dangerous. This is dangerous stuff.
It's a pretty good point you bring up, because actually, like, you can become almost immune to pepper spray, which is why I tell people pepper spray is not always a good substitute for a gun. Because you know what? What if the person across from you knows how to resist it and can work through it? The police actually make it a point, at least the MPs in the military made it a point to do entire obstacle courses being pepper sprayed so they could learn how to actually properly function if somebody got their hands on their pepper spray and still apprehend a criminal. But yeah, no. So
anyways,
also
guys, I am here with a couple genuine TPUSA officials, I suppose. Is that correct?
We're just a couple of students out doing our voluntary job with us today, though. We got the wonderful president of the University of Northern Colorado chapter, Miss Sarah. Please introduce yourself and let us know just a quick rundown of what it is that got you into Turning Point.
Sarah, are you there?
Oh no.
She has not figured out she is not muted.
Look, man,
but it looks like
this technology sucks.
no, it doesn't. This is the first day, and it's working great for you and I. I think this is
Took
just
me
I
a
think
second.
people are just not used to being on this streaming software. It is a little more complicated than other. Hey, Sarah, if you can hear this, you can call in at 970-587-5171, or actually better yet, call in 970-660-1722. I'm going to text her right now. Kevin, why don't you give us a little background information on
Okay.
you
On
guys'
what happened?
affiliation with Turning Point?
Okay, yeah, no. So we're just, just your standard chapter presidents. Every chapter has to have its president, and it's just our job to make sure that the chapter is functioning smoothly, that we have the right people in the right places. And after the event on Monday and interacting with them for the last week, it's really nice to be able to say that the UNC Turning Point chapter is actually filled with great people who are incredibly qualified. And Sarah here is absolutely going through the ringer with her administration at the moment.
Hey, who do we have on the air?
My name's Jeff.
Jeff, how are you doing today?
Good. I just wanted to briefly touch base on kind of a couple of things you guys have been talking about. As far as directionals go, I drive from the Longmont area all the way down to Parker and back every single day down I-25. And, I drive a decently nice vehicle, and I paid a lot of money for it, And when somebody uses a directional, that's information for me. If I'm trying to change lanes and somebody else is trying to change lanes, two objects can't occupy the same space. So a directional lets me know, like, hey, that guy's trying to occupy the same space I'm trying to occupy, so I'll go ahead and hold back, brake, accelerate, whatever. So, I'm not a big fan of police contact. But every time I've ever been pulled over by the police, I've never been tased or had guns drawn on me because I comply. When they tell me to do something, I do something. And, I've been in trouble in high school. I got arrested for possession of marijuana. The police put their guns on me. When they said, put your hands up, I put my hands up. I complied. I didn't try and act like a tough guy. I didn't try and take control of the situation. When you do what they say, nothing's going to happen to you, no matter what your color is,
Guys, you are listening to the Bucky Dillon Show right here on 1360 KHNC. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Bob Enyart with Colorado Right to Life. Please work to abolish abortion, but reject all so-called pro-life efforts to regulate child killing. Even on the surface, regulations undermine the very concept of the right to life, and they convince even our own judges, tragically, that the fetus they consent to killing must not be a real child. See AmericanRTL.org/regulations for more.
Have you always wanted to be on the radio? Do you have strong opinions or ideas that you think should be heard? Why not host your own radio show right here on the Roar of the Rockies? You'll be on the same station as Brian Kilmeade, Michael Savage, and Alex Jones. You can brand yourself as an expert in your industry and grow your business. Imagine telling your potential clients you have your own radio show. That gives you instant credibility. For more information, call us at 970-587-5003.
Do you need your fireplace cleaned? Not sure if your fireplace is working right or not sure if the fireplace is efficient? Call Abundant Flame at 970-966-0217 to schedule your appointment. We service all brands of gas fireplaces, freestanding and built-ins, pellet stoves, wood fireplaces, and electric fireplaces. Visit us at Abundant-Flame or call 970-966-0217.
By now, you know how good CBD can be for you. But here's some things CBD can't help you with. Those annoying calls about your car's warranty expiring, gay frogs, or racist cows, climate coaches, or that undying devotion to Alex Jones. This has been a friendly reminder from your friends at 1360 KHNC, The Roar. of the Rockies.
Jesus Christ.
I agree with Jeff. And by the way, Jeff is still on the air with us. I hate to be a statist. I hate to sound like a totalitarian.
Can I address this?
But I
As the main
agree.
antagonist?
Yeah,
As the main antagonist?
I think when you are in a massive metal vehicle and you are not putting out there your intentions to make certain decisions in some form of it or another, you are imposing a significant risk on others. I think you should be preemptively indicating your maneuvers on the road, whether that be braking or turning. And I think that there should actually be a light mandatory on vehicles to show when you're pressing on the gas.
Oh my God, no.
I think that's a bit much, but
Hey,
so
what do you think, Jeff?
what was that?
What do you think?
I think a light to indicate when you're pressing on the gas is a bit much. If I hit the gas and I'm accelerating away from you, your depth perception should give you all the information you need on that.
I think it should be on the front of the car.
Yeah, it should be a light bar on the front of your car.
Rear view. I always allow an extra 20 feet from when I stop from the vehicle in front of me, and I always sit there and watch my rear view mirror like, is this guy slowing down? Is this guy slowing down? Because I have been rear-ended hard and it hurts.
Oh yeah. No, so
absolutely, especially on I-25. I mean, everyone, as soon as you have half of a car length, somebody's trying to stick their truck with a trailer in there. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, we did just yesterday. I keep cutting off Kevin, and this is getting fun. We did yesterday see someone driving past 16th Street in Denver in reverse down the block with a giant truck and trailer. And it was the most libertarian thing I had ever seen in my life. He literally stopped at an intersection and made a right turn. I was incredibly impressed.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I'm from New York originally, so we use our horn to, not only say, hey, like, you're messing up, but, to when people aren't paying attention, you hear a horn, you look up, you look around. And I've been in downtown Denver seeing somebody trying to turn left into a one-way going the wrong way. And I honk my horn out. I'm like, hey, dude, you're about to go the wrong way down the wrong way. And I they flip me off. I'm like, yeah, buddy, good luck.
Well,
right
so
on.
Yeah, no, just my answer to that is like, yes, everybody should use your blinker. You should always be predictable. But I ask you, like, my whole point of it is, the person that's not going to use their blinker doesn't care anyways. They're not going to use their blinker, and they're most likely going to drive recklessly. You pointed out originally, like, two vehicles cannot occupy the same place at the same time. And most of us feel the same way about our vehicles that you do. I paid a lot of money for my truck. I love my truck. I don't want to do anything reckless in my truck, and I want everyone to be as aware as possible. But while you and I have both always had really great interactions with police, I don't think being able to look back on something and say, well, if he had just used his blinker, he wouldn't have died is okay. I think that is because at the end of the day,
who wouldn't have died? The victim of the guy who got ran into because someone wasn't using their blinker.
A cop pulls you over for not using your blinker.
You got a 3-lane road. You got a 3-lane road, and the middle lane is open. You got a guy on the far left lane and a guy on the far right lane. Neither of them use their blinker, so they don't know they're both trying to merge into the middle. They merge at the same time and hit each other.
Well, I'm always using my blinker, so I wouldn't imagine that.
Well,
I do it out of self-preservation.
Any interaction with law enforcement, in my opinion, is not by itself grounds for your death. However, all right, I've done a lot of dumb crap when I was a kid. I've been arrested 2 times, probably 3 times actually, now that I think about it. And it's not until when you have interaction with the police, you've made a mistake, you've done something wrong, or they think you've done something wrong. It's not until you do something else wrong that compounds the situation that you start to get towards the situation where you might end up being shot by the police. I mean, I've had guns drawn on me, and when they said freeze, put your hand up, I froze and I put my hands up. You know what I mean? It's like, if ever there was a situation to be shot, I would say that multiple law enforcement swarming upon you with guns drawn is a tense situation and a good place to start if you're going to end up getting shot. I was in that situation. I didn't get shot because I'm complied. I didn't move. So, you know, whenever I hear about a bad situation, I kind of look at what happened. Okay, there's never one thing. It's always a series of things. And when you start checking those boxes, the more boxes you have checked off, the more likely you are to have that negative outcome. So, you know, I don't care for the police, but do I think that the police are out to shoot everybody and kill everybody and go after people of color? Absolutely not. Just my personal opinion.
Hey, no, and that's fine. I fully understand. My whole stance on it is, every single law, regardless of what it's covering, every single law has behind of it the threat of a gun. So if you make not using your blinker a law, what you're saying is, I think someone not using their blinker is worthy of putting a gun to their head. And
Okay,
so that to me is just the whole issue. Now everyone should use their blinker. Most people on the road are actually incentivized to use their blinker without threat of force. You do it out of self-preservation, self-interest. You don't want your car getting messed up. You don't want someone hitting you. You don't want to lose your life. So you take all these precautions on your own. The people that don't use their blinker are just going to be jerks no matter what.
Okay, guys.
Yes.
Before we get too far, we have invited an esteemed guest on the show today with a specific reason for talking about a very specific event. And although I really do want to resume this conversation because I think this really does strike at the heart of conservatarianism versus conservatism versus libertarianism. And I do really enjoy this conversation. Our guest did get up
Very
particularly
early
and set aside times to talk specifically about this show. So Jeff, we will call in tomorrow morning. Wednesday.
Hey, absolutely.
Come on the show. We will formally have a blinker debate on the Bucky Dillon Show Wednesday morning. Okay. Thanks for calling in, man. I sure do appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Sarah, you're live. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Have you enjoyed the first 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, technology is not my friend, obviously. So
It's been a wild ride.
Tell us about yourself.
Yes, it has.
Who are you?
So I'm the president of Turning Point USA at University of Northern Colorado. I got into it because I have conservative values, and I believe that we've got to fight on campus to get people to realize that they're being indoctrinated and things like that. So, I kind of joined the activism fight, and it's been great this year. So.
All right. And how did you get into Darth conservatism?
Well, I grew up, I did grow up in a conservative family. But as I, got into high school, I had a lot of teachers that kind of challenged me in a good way. I was lucky with high school teachers that, even though they disagreed with me on most things, they were able to challenge me and not be, shutting down if people have other views. So I was able to challenge my own views. I started reading books, watching YouTube videos like, Rubin Report, Ben Shapiro, things like that. And, that's kind of how I got into conservatism. So.
Right on. And how did you become a formal activist?
Well, I mean, mostly through Turning Point. I had heard of it throughout high school. And then when I came to college at UNC, I kind of looked for the Turning Point chapter. Our Turning Point chapter at the time was not very active, so I never heard back. And then I saw our field rep, Lacey Williams, on campus last semester, and started talking to her. she was trying to get people to start the chapter up again. So myself and the vice president, Hannah Lillope, and we both decided to come in and start it. And now here we are.
And so there was an event that happened recently involving PragerU's Will Witt, and now you are being blasted by the university. What happened?
Yeah, so this has been a wild ride. A lot of things have happened between now and last Monday, but basically what happened, a Black Lives Matter protest, long story short, a Black Lives Matter protest showed up to our event and had lined up outside our event. And obviously the university had a lot of COVID-19 protocols in place. Like for one, the speaker can't take off his mask. We're not allowed to exceed 150 people in the room. We weren't allowed to move tables or chairs, things like that. And the Black Lives Matter protest shows up after we hit capacity. So we had 150 people in the room. And the university told us that we were required to let them in despite us hitting capacity. And so, we said, all right, so we let them in. They were all bundled in back because obviously we had hit capacity on the tables and chairs that they allowed us to have. The university ended up bringing them chairs. So the university broke a lot of protocols for these protesters by letting them in past capacity, bringing in tables and chairs, and letting them bundle up in the back. So when Will came up on stage, he said he wasn't going to cave to the mob, and so he took his mask off. And, that's it. All hell broke loose, and the protesters started banging on tables and chairs, which again is against university policies. They had told us if this happened, they would escort them out. It didn't happen. They caused a lot of ruckus, and things started getting a little rowdy. And if you look on the PragerU website, you see website and social media pages, you'll see a pretty good depiction of what started happening with the protesters. So
yeah, things got wild quick, very quick.
Right. Yeah, the police too were just standing in back, which was pretty frustrating. Their response time was a joke. I was told that they were downstairs. I highly doubt that now.
No,
looking
they weren't.
back, because if they were downstairs, then their response time should have been way better. And either way, I guess it didn't matter, because when they were there, they were just standing in back. The events director wasn't saying a thing to them to step in, and so it was just a long ride.
They were not standing downstairs. I watched them come in from outside. So, yeah, that was something I noticed too during the whole kerfuffle, was that I kept looking back. I don't know if you noticed, but I was standing on that stage and I just kept looking back at the police officers at the back of the room, like, we're about to get violent here. They're about to start punching people. Can you please come in? And they just stood there and watched. It was very fun.
Yep, they did. Yeah, it was pretty sad, because I had spoken to the captain of UNCPD earlier, because we got a tip that there might be protests. And then when protesters showed up, I had spoke to UNC staff, and they told me they're downstairs, everything's okay. So I listened to them, and I was like, okay, if they're downstairs, that's fine. And they ended up having I guess Kevin saw him walking through the door, which makes a lot of sense, because their response time should have been less than a minute, and it was probably 5 or 10 minutes before they even showed up. So
yep.
So the university's response.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the issue. Absolutely, yes.
So what have they done since the event?
Well, this is actually pretty fun. They have asked me to come to a conduct hearing on Thursday. That is it. I have not heard from the events director, nothing. I can tell you, though, that a reporter had called me from the Greeley Tribune last week, and she wrote an article. She asked me a bunch of questions. I told her the story, things like that. And she ended up calling UNC staff, and they told the reporter that we were the ones moving chairs, that we were the ones breaking protocol, that it wasn't them. So they're just straight up lying. What they don't realize is that every Turning Point staff member there that was working the event pulled out their camera, and that we have it all on footage, and that they're not gonna, get away with that. So that's, kind of what's going on with that.
Perfect.
Guys, you're listening to the Bucky Dillon Slow Lounge Morning Show.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
When you're dealing with a conspiracy theorist, you may end up with a whole lot more truth than you're used to handling. This has been a public service announcement from KHNC.
Hey, it's Larry Elder. Thank you for listening to me every weekday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on 1360 KHNC, the roar of the Rockies. Do you own a business in northern Colorado or surrounding areas? Are you looking to reach a conservative, family-based, loyal audience which could grow your business? Well, take my advice and just call 970-587-5003 or email on the air at 1360khnc.com and tell them Larry sent you.
Do you need your fireplace clean? Not sure if your fireplace is working right or not sure if the fireplace is efficient? Call Abundant Flame at 970-966-0217 to schedule your appointment. We service all brands of gas fireplaces, freestanding and built-ins, pellet stoves, wood fireplaces, and electric fireplaces. Visit us at Abundant-Flame or call 970-966-0217.
A lot of radio stations boast about having 2, 3, 4, 500,000 listeners. But what they don't tell you is the average listener only listens for 4 minutes. A song plays they don't like, same old boring commentary, or worse yet, as soon as the commercial starts playing, they change the station. Here at 1360 KHNC, our listeners listen longer, a lot longer. We have one of the longest time spent listening in the industry. That means our listeners don't change the dial when the commercial starts playing because they don't want to miss what our hosts have to say next. Advertise with 1360 KHNC and have your message be heard. Call us at 970-587-5003. We also have the best rates in Colorado. 970-587-5003 or 1360khnc.com.
Reasons to own gold. Reason number 725.
The government goes out of its way to make you believe Social Security has an account with your name on it with money just for you. But the Supreme Court ruled that payments due under Social Security are not property rights and are not protected. Social Security is merely a tax, and the government is under no obligations to pay you anything. Call the Patriot Trading Group, 800-951-0592, or visit allamericangold.com.
I told you so.
We here at KHNC are looking for new conspiracy theories because all the old ones have become fact. This has been a public service announcement from KHNC.
Where did the smooth jazz go?
All right. So UNC's response has been to essentially start punishing you for actions that were overwhelmingly being leveraged by the BLM activist lefty group.
Oh yes, basically. I mean, they're telling us that we caused physical injury and endangerment. They're saying that we weren't wearing masks. There's a lot of things they're saying. My conduct hearing is going to be very interesting on Thursday. They're trying to blame us for other things as well from the past, like not wearing masks on campus when we're tabling. But we have never received a ticket or even a warning when people come up to us and ask us to put our masks on. We've done it. And so yeah, they're trying to blame us for everything that happened, even though their staff was very hypocritical, and it was pretty sad to see their response.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, where did these protesters even come from? Because I was there for a couple days with you guys tabling, and I never even, we had like one communist stop by the table, never saw any kind of protest, not anyone with a protest group. So where on campus did these people even come from?
I mean, if you find the answer to that, I'd love to hear it. I have no clue. The only reason that we got a tip about a possible protest was when we were talking to event staff earlier in the day. We had someone kindly tell us that these groups had scheduled a meeting from 4 to 8, which was, our event was from 6 to 9. And he's like, I think this might be a protest. Like, I don't think you need to worry, but this might be a protest. That's all I know. I have no clue where they came from. I didn't even know these groups existed because there was some transgender rights group there as well. I have no clue where they came from. Will has never had a protest that big come to his events. I don't know why it was him. I don't know if they were protesting us. I don't know. That's a good question.
It didn't make any sense because because the next question is, if there's a chance that these are non-campus affiliated groups, how are they ever going to punish you? It just doesn't, it wouldn't make any sense. I was paying a lot of attention to the people we had there, and everyone was wearing their masks. We all knew the implications if we didn't. I remember you going up on stage and asking the people in the crowd, this conservative audience. I remember I felt so bad for you having to go up and tell a crowd of conservatives to put their mask on. So I don't know what leg the university has to stand on.
No, they don't. And that's the thing is, like, both Lacey and I had made 3 announcements combined, asking people to put masks on. The people that weren't wearing masks were like the recent people that had come in, and I hadn't made an announcement yet. But every time I put the announcement out, usually people would somewhat listen because I tried, making a joke about it or something, saying like, I disagree, but we have to do it. And that's something too, is that we had that whole check-in process going on. And when these protesters showed up, they just required us to let them in. So we had been getting the information from everyone so that if the university wanted to contact trace, they could, but they didn't come in. We couldn't check student IDs. So we have no clue if they were actually from the university. I've never seen any of those people before, so I couldn't tell you if they are.
Yeah, that struck me as really crazy during the whole process because, I remember talking to Hannah about how much trouble you guys went through just to get them to be willing to add like an extra 50 seats. And then, and because social distancing was so important, but they were so desperate to let these protesters in that they capitulated. They were going to allow them to stand not socially distanced in the back of the room. And then they immediately opened up this partition that had like another 100 chairs behind it. There was legitimately no reason why that event was restricted to the point it was to begin with. So, like, are you going to be bringing any of that kind of stuff up in your meeting on Thursday?
Absolutely. We have a lot of tricks up our sleeve. There's some things I can't talk about that we're
obviously
going into, but yes, we are. Actually, it's interesting because this weekend, the university held a theater performance and no one on stage was wearing masks. And obviously they weren't being shut down. So the hypocrisy of the university just keeps coming truer and truer. I used to think that this university was one of the good ones, and now, they're showing their true colors. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to be bringing that up in the meeting. I'm going to be having a couple people in there with me just to make sure, they're not trying to team up on me or anything. But even like one of the people that are going to be in the hearing told one of our members that they needed counseling because they were conservative. So this is definitely not going to be a easy battle on Thursday. I am going to be bringing up all these videos. I'm going to be bringing up all those things, and I'm going to tell them, say, look, the security footage in that building we were told it's on the internet. So you guys can go look and you can see that you guys were the ones that did this first, and it's not us. So you can keep lying to the media, but it's not going to, not going to change the fact that they're straight up lying.
Yeah, no, wait a second. You said that someone got told they needed therapy because they're conservative?
Yes, yes.
What?
One of our members is a person of color, so he decided after the protest to go to our Black Student Union meeting to show his, he wanted to, just share his views. And he had spoke to the chief diversity officer, and he's going to be in the hearing with me. And he had told him that he needed to go to therapy for being a conservative.
Wow, it's going to be pretty incredible when the people that are sitting in on this meeting for this, male patriarchy dominated white supremacist organization Turning Point is going to be two women and a black male. So I think
Right.
this is like utter insanity. Because from what I saw, you handled the whole situation incredibly well. You were maintaining, the masking. You were doing what you could to get very unruly people, and I'm talking about the conservatives in the room, very unruly people to abide by the social distancing and the masking that was required. As far as I could tell, you were doing everything that the university wanted you to do, and then something completely out of your control took place, and now they're trying to blame you for it, it seems.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for that. But yeah, they are trying to blame Turning Point for all of this. And even like when we went back in the room after they had made everyone leave, the first thing that the events director said was that was completely Will's fault. He's like, that was all Will's fault when he took off the mask. And we're like, what are you talking about? Like, come on. So yeah, they're trying to pin it all on us, and it's pretty sad.
Right on. Well, there's the college drama. I want to talk about seatbelts. I want to talk about blinkers. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know.
Back in the USSR.
Socialism, like the ancient ideas from which it springs, confuses the distinction between government and society. As a result, every time we object to a thing being done by government, the socialists conclude we object to it being done at all. We disapprove of state education, and the socialists say we are opposed to any education. Socialism. Frederick Bastiat, The Law.
Back in the USSR.
Hi, Brian Kilmeade here. Thanks so much for listening to me every weekday from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. right here on KHNC, the roar of the Rockies. Hey, do you own a business in northern Colorado or surrounding areas? Are you looking to reach a conservative, loyal audience which could grow your business? Well, take my advice and contact my friends at KHNC. KHNC has a rapidly growing conservative family-based audience, and you can speak directly to them. Now, if you're looking for the type of customers or clients that believe in the principles that our great country was founded upon, just contact my friends at KHNC, the roar of the Rockies, and learn how you can be heard right on the air. Just call 970-587-5003 or email on the air at 1360khnc.com. That's 970-587-5003 or email on khnc.com. Take it from me, Brian Kilmeade. You can showcase your business to the folks that are helping to take our country back.
Moving Day, a walk for Parkinson's, is happening this fall in your area. Moving Day from the Parkinson's Foundation is a fun and inspiring fundraising event that celebrates exercise and unites the community in the fight against Parkinson's disease. Events may look different this year to keep everyone safe, but we can't wait to come together for a good cause. Parkinson's doesn't stop, and neither will we. Learn more and register for an event in your area at movingdaywalk.org.
So, why should anyone get revved up and care about this? Take it away, guys.
Well, personally,
I mean,
oh, go
yeah,
for
go
it.
ahead.
Sorry. No, you go. You
Okay,
go.
no, yeah. All right. Yeah, so basically, free speech on campus is very obviously an actual issue. You know, I always hear about it, and like went to the Student Action Summit back in December, and you know, heard about that and heard about Alliance Defending Freedom having all of these cases that, you know, they're helping college students, and then we experienced it firsthand that the university really does not want conservative values to be stated. And even like looking up, I decided to look up some stats earlier, and the ratio of Democrat to Republican registered professors is like 9-1. So it's pretty bad. And just the fact that the university is willing to show that they don't want conservative values being shared in a big event like that is obviously going to be happening in the classroom, and the university is going to do nothing about it. So that's the issue, is that they showed compassion and, you know, were able to bend the rules for Black Lives Matter protesters. But when it came to us, a conservative group, we broke one protocol, and that was when Will took off his mask, and they shut down the event as soon as he took off the mask. Disgusting show by the university.
I mean, they didn't shut it down right away.
The universities are absolutely left-wing hypocrites. Rules for thee, but not for me, nor my subsidiary activists that impose our political agenda on the other students, and we let them do it.
Well,
what are y'all going to do about it? It sounds like the left has been taking personal responsibility for the university environment, and the conservatives have sat back for way too long. So how are you going to fight back outside the bureaucratic establishment? How are you going to really fight back?
You know, we're going to keep pushing on this activism. We've also got a few other things going on. The big thing right now that we're doing is we're trying to get this story out to the media. And that's, you know, one of the reasons that I'm speaking here today is we're trying to get people to see that this happened. And we're honestly trying to put a lot of pressure on the university to get them to back down. We need them to realize that they're bad. Their views on this are pretty bad, and like they claim to be inclusive. They even sent out an email once saying that they're inclusive despite your political beliefs, but that obviously isn't true. So we've got a few things that we're working on, and you know, right now the goal is just to get it out to the media, get people to see what's actually happening on college campuses, so that even, like, you know, the moderates are able to see and go, oh man, this is not good. So that's what we're doing right now.
I would say they're pretty inclusive. I mean, they have a wide range from moderate Democrat to full-blown communist revolutionary, that you know, all inclusive.
Yeah, they include all those.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So it sounds like what you need to engage in is a full-blown grassroots smear campaign against the powers that be at the university. May I recommend The Roar of the Rockies newsletter being widely distributed.
Oh my God.
Write all of this up into a hit piece, name names, fight dirty, and let's distribute this illegal, that reckless endangerment.
Oh my God, you love that
literary
phrase.
content all across the campus. And let's do our opposition research. You know, people actually respond to the argument of hypocrisy. So we need to juxtapose side by side images of maskless left-wing activists on campus, getting rowdy, getting out of control, breaking the rules, and we need to juxtapose it. And we need to put it out there through the loudest megaphones. We need to have a march.
You can do that from this event. They were taking their masks off to scream at us.
Let's get the photos together. Let's get the photos together, and put them in this magazine, and we will distribute them across the campus. Let's humiliate these people.
Oh, absolutely.
This is war.
That's what.
This is absolute, total war.
It
but
is.
yeah,
the redcoats aren't
we're
coming.
Not gonna back
They're
down.
here.
Oh my God.
Right?
And I'm not going to go along with it.
Oh my God, you're so dramatic. Uh, but yeah, no, this is a really important fight to keep up. And Sarah, it is, it's amazing to see, you know, how much you're fighting, how strongly you're fighting against this, and that you are taking the stand. And we're right there with you. Us at the CSU chapter are 100% right there with you. We were there for the event. We're not going to let them lie and pass the blame and then try to silence your voice. So please let us know what we would be able to do in order to help you out in this situation. And
do you want us to show up to this thing? You're what is it? Some kind of hearing or something?
Yeah, you want us to be there, Sarah?
I mean, you could. It's on Zoom. They have a whole process about these people that need to, that I want to have come in. They have this whole process with like filling out forms. So I mean, if you want to go through all that, I'm here for it.
It might be worth
All
it to
that
have someone from the
bureaucracy so
Liberty Revolt reporting
It
on
might
it.
be
Yeah.
helpful. We will be reporting on it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
hate that they
totally.
use this COVID as a way to shield themselves from the public by imposing some sort of bureaucracy and virtual engagement in between them and the public. We need to
Right,
knock
yeah,
on the door.
absolutely.
We need to actually knock on the door, maskless.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. I mean, that's what they're hiding behind right now is they're claiming it's COVID restrictions. So, I mean, it's
Do you own a camera?
Giving them. I do. Yes.
Okay, we need to follow these people and get them on film being absolute
Don't,
hypocrites, and then play that clip during the Zoom meeting. So you have no leg to stand on.
Right.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
well, you need to
honestly, I
find
mean-
that.
Right. Yeah, we've got a lot of videos. So.
Final segment coming up. You're listening to the Liberty Revolt right here on 1360 KHNC. We're taking the power back.
This is Sam Shook, Navy Vet and Medicare Specialist. I just want to thank the KHNC listeners for their support and trust in me as their Medicare specialist. If you are currently on Plan F, we are in a window of opportunity that can save you a lot of money towards your monthly premium. Please contact me at 970-413-4939. If you are getting into Medicare soon or are already enrolled and have questions, please call me at 970-413-4939. Again, thanks KHNC listeners.
Hi, this is Mike Morris, owner of Warriors Revolution Tactical in Longmont. At Warriors Revolution, we have the largest selection of tactical gear and ammo in northern Colorado. But what many people may not know is that we now sell firearms. And even despite the recent run on firearms and ammunition, we have plenty of product in the store, including ARs, AKs, Glocks, SIGs, HK, and more. And don't forget all the bulk ammunition at the best prices in town. Need to do a private firearms transfer? We can do that too. I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and our team is made up of veterans and security experts, not a bunch of salesmen. Our team is trained and fought with much of the actual equipment we sell. And one thing you should know is that we support the foundations and principles this great country was founded upon. So if you need tactical gear, ammo, firearms, AR parts or upgrades, and even survival accessories, stop by and visit us on Ken Pratt Boulevard and Bowen Street in Longmont, or visit warriorsrevolution.com. That's warriorsrevolution.com.
COVID has stopped Triangle Cross Ranch from conducting any fundraisers since March of 2020. Current state government issues has stopped our ability to have fundraisers until March 2021. We need financial donations to get through the rest of the year. Any financial support is welcome, or just send $1 US silver dollar a month to support our Christian mission. Triangle Cross Ranch, 36049 County Road 51, P.O. Box 727, Gailton, Colorado, 80622.
Feel like we are not going to win this so long as we are playing by the rules. playing by their rules, so long as we are attending their bureaucratic meetings and being a part of their little system that is designed 100% to empower them against you. They have the flexibility to enforce those rules against you and let their own slide against those rules. I don't think we are going to fight this system by playing a part in it. I think we fight this by fighting dirty. I think we need to personally smear and attack those power players at the upper echelons of the institution, put pressure on them personally, let them know they cannot hide behind the bureaucracy to protect themselves, that we will expose them for the hypocrite communist authoritarians that they are.
Just to specify, you mean attack through verbal means and print and ideas, right?
Peacefully and patriotically, of course.
Okay. Got to clarify that real quick. No, this is this is a battle that Sarah. This is
and patriotically.
That it's, you know, Sarah, you understand how important it is to fight these battles, and you know it's people like us on the college campus right now that are trying to save what should be a bastion of free speech and stuff like that. So, you know, last segment here, do you have any kind of ideas or viewpoints that you would like to share with us real quick before we get out of here?
I mean, you know, we just got to keep fighting the battle. I mean, that's why, you know, we're on college campuses trying to fight and win them back. We don't want students to be silenced on campus. We don't want students to feel like they don't have a place. And that's something that we wanted to do with Turning Point on our campus, is make it a place where, whether you agree with us or not, you feel welcomed and you feel, safe to share your views, because discourse is what makes this country so great. And the fact that people are being shut down for sharing their views is just the dead opposite of what we're based on. And, having differing views and having those conversations are important. And that's how we excel as a society. So we're going to keep fighting until, people aren't being silenced anymore. And then we're going to keep fighting after that. We're not going to back down from this fight. And, we're going to continue sharing our conservative values, just like they're allowed to share their liberal values. We're going to keep pushing, and we're going to keep having those tough conversations and engaging in discourse, because that's what's great about this country. And this fight with the university, we're definitely not going to be backing down on. So
we're going to we are going to compose a brutal, personal hit piece, put it in this magazine, put it on page 1, and slide it underneath the door of every single one of these people. And then we're going to distribute about 400 copies on the college campus and let everyone know who these people are behind their mask.
Absolutely. Yes. we need that. We need this getting out to the media. We need this getting out to every resource we've got, because we need to show that the hypocrisy of universities is very real.
Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on today. Sure do appreciate it. Thanks for all you do.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And this Wednesday, we are formally having the blinker debate.
The blinker debate.
Should we legalize not having a blinker or keep it illegal? This will strike at the core of whether or not you actually believe in liberty, or you believe the government should enforce potential threat reduction. You're listening to The Bucky Dillon Show right here on 1360 KHNC. Guys, check out the website, 1360khnc.com. Hit the shop button.
Bye, Bucky.
When dealing with a world, remember to avoid, distance, and alienate yourself from friends, family, and neighbors. That way, when the crisis is over, no one will ask you to help them move, to borrow money,